Hey everybody, welcome back to Greater Day Cafe. This is season 5.
Yes.
I am your host, Dr. D. I got my girl here in the studio with me, Jorgie Franks Bell.
Yes.
In season 4, you were Jorgie Franks. In season 5, you are Jorgie Franks Bell. Go girl, do it. I love it. Congratulations again to you and Marvin. Excellent. And I'm so glad he's been joining us on the set. But today it's you, so I got to get into it so we can talk about what we're talking about today. So this segment is called Hire Yourself. That's the name of this segment, called Hire Yourself. And I created this segment because as I remain faithful to my background and yours too, in communication studies, I like to say it's about how we think, talk, and act through and act out. Act out all of these life experiences. So this segment is really dedicated to professional development. And you have been doing amazing things, coaching individuals how to hire themselves, how to get hired, how to own your gift, and all of that. So I just want to know what's on your mind today about what does it mean to hire yourself. People complain, well, I didn't get hired, well, this didn't happen. I mean, are you really tapping into the power within? Yes.
Are you tapping into the power within and know what it is you want? If you want to get hired for a job, what are some universal techniques to get hired? One of those things is what happens when you go on a job interview.
Just basic one-on-one job interview.
Let's go with the job interview. What are you supposed to wear? What are you supposed to say? How are you supposed to respond to the questions?
Now listen, when I teach, you know, my fundamental class that I teach, reoccurring, is Introduction to Public Speaking. 20 years ago, when we were teaching this, I would say to the students, okay, we're going to dress up. I want you to do professional dress. And they would say, well, what does that mean? I could say it's what you wear to a funeral or a wedding. That's what I used to say. I can't say that now. I can't say that.
So many things are outside the box, but I always try to say limit distractions when you go on a job interview. You know, customary to wear a suit. You know, it's customary, but have a layer. If you feel like you're overdressed, take your jacket off. Don't have on big, huge earrings or too bright of colors that may distract the person interviewing you from what's on your resume and the things that you're saying that you offer to that company.
What in your experience of coaching, what might be the number one or the top 2, 3 things that keep people from being successful in what they're pursuing professionally?
Practice. When someone's trying to sell to someone just their sell their business, they don't practice. They don't try to do it the night before. There's normal job interview questions like, what's your strengths? What's your weaknesses? What are you good at? What is your background? Tell me about yourself. If we go and we practice those things either on the phone or with someone that we love, then when you're on the job interview, you have a lot more confidence.
And it's just natural.
It's natural. In selling, I teach the people who I coach how to write a script, you know, how to you know, practice what you're going to say to the person on the other side of the phone, as at that networking event when you do that elevator pitch. You know, practice. So that way when you're in the moment and you do have to be there and be yourself, that you have at least this database
that you can pull from.
If you've never done this before, if you've never practiced it before, you don't want your nerves taking over. You want to have some confidence, say, hey, wait.
So listen, this is why I think this segment is so important. I have never interviewed for a job that I didn't get. Every job that I interviewed for, I got it.
And what do you think made that happen? I mean,
I think it was because I was confident in saying why you need me. You know, and it took some practice to get to that point, but why do you need me? What is it that I bring to the table?
You know, one of the skills that I use to make sure that I'm always what they need is I know what the job description is. It seems so basic, but if they posted a job description, read the job description, and then know that job description, be able to say, I am this, and I'm a little bit more, and I have the bag of chips and the soda, and I'm all all that a little bit more than what's on the job description. If you don't know the job description and you don't know what you're signing up for, then you can't be the person.
So, okay, so this is great because these are some fundamental things that I know you can go. People can go. One, they can go to your website. We know,
yes.
and some of these basic tips people can just read about. It's almost like what I think your husband said on one other segment.
Yes.
People just don't even go to the library,
Right.
YouTube. So it's really no excuse. All right, so those are some reminders about really owning your power to be employable.
Yes.
Now I want to talk about this because I want to talk about the power. When we say own the power within and hire yourself, some people think that only makes sense if you want to own your own business and be an entrepreneur. And I certainly encourage that. But we're talking about even when you want to work for a company, that it's still important for you to own your gift, own your craft.
Yes.
You know, how do you do that? I mean, so many people, they're not really owning their gift. They don't really own their craft. You know, it's like they're just kind of, and then they wonder why their professional life is just like this. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No. My professional life, first of all, I marry my professional life to my purpose. That's first of all.
Right.
I'm married. I don't care if I'm sweeping the floor. I'm going to sweep that floor like I'm called to be the president of the United States, okay? I'm sweeping the floor like I got Secret Service behind me.
Yes.
So talk about that.
Talk about it. Well, you know, I've been in the same situation with you. I've worked in a lot of different type of corporate positions, and I find that I've learned that I'm really good at selling. I may not be good at, you know, maybe a certain task, but what I'm good at, I'm really good at. So I try to encourage my manager, hey, I manage better when it's this way. Is there any way we can work within maybe a competition, or we work towards a common goal, or maybe you could time me and we make it a contest of how quick I can do it, or things like that. Those are things that would really help me. And
but you just said something important. You've taken out time to know yourself,
know myself,
so that you can communicate with your team member, supervisor, and boss. And you can say to your team member, I work very well in this kind of situation. And because I know I work well in that situation, if you help me, if we can negotiate to create that, I know what I can do for this company.
Help me help your company.
Help me help your company.
Listen, at the end of the day, you have feedback that I should have did this, should have done that. If you tell me in the moment, I'll fix it right away. You tell me later, I'm going to say, no, probably that's not what happened. You know, I know my own defensive mechanisms. So that would be a way for us to work better together.
Right.
And I have an entrepreneurial way. I know that about myself. Like, I prefer to be in charge a lot. And so that's one of the characteristics that you probably should be an entrepreneur, is that you like to think outside the box and you like to, you know, take risks. But you still have to be able to work on a team, and you can't be a leader if you cannot follow. So if you're in an organization, if you're in a corporation, you have to learn how to work well with others, and you also have to learn their style. And if they are a quiet person, or a timid person, or a bossy person, or a task-oriented person versus a people person, you have to be prepared to be able to adjust to their style.
You've said a couple of things. Okay, one, you got to know how to work with people. And this is so important because I never forget someone that I know finally got a job. I was like, oh man, congratulations, you got a job, you know. And they were like, well, I don't work there anymore. I'm like, why not? They were like, because them people got attitudes.
Oh goodness.
Unless you learn how to navigate, through multiple attitudes, you will always be beholden to what's left. What, you know, you're gonna always be at the bottom of what could be for your life, because you cancel yourself out because them people have attitudes. And then when we talk, that leads me into something else. I heard this, and I'm going to throw this in right now. And I know my producers are probably getting ready to give me some numbers here to close out. If you are committed to helping to solve problems, you will always have a job.
Yes.
I heard that. If you always embrace your professional potential, I can do something about that. Instead of, well, I ain't working there because I'm not going to work today because, no. I'm going to work because I can do something about that. And if you position yourself to be a problem solver, you will always have a job, and it takes a team to solve a problem. I know I just put a whole little dissertation in there.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was good, though.
But I was pulling from you because you were talking about being a team,
You have to be
too.
a problem solver, and you do have to be a team player, and you can't be a complainer. Okay, so part of that is being grateful for your job. Nobody wants to hear their boss say, you should be grateful you got a paycheck. You know what? That may cause some tension inside, but at the same time, there is a point there when you go with all the solutions to all the problems you see, you have to do it with grace. You have to remember that that person is your authority, or maybe that person may not take good feedback.
So in other words, use some wisdom, because I just said be a problem solver.
Use the wisdom. Be a problem solver. I can see lots of problems and I can see lots of solutions, but I also get paid for my solutions. So
say it again.
I do. I get paid
for my solutions. You got to say that again. I get paid. Say it again.
Oh, you know
People
what?
need to know that.
I get paid for my solutions, but something just came in from my dear husband, something that he taught me a lot.
She looked over to the side because her honey is over to the side.
Georgie, people will ask you for your opinion if they want your opinion. And just because there is a problem and you may have a solution doesn't mean you should always give it. You know, let people ask you for your opinion, or say, man, that is a big problem. Would you like my opinion on a solution? And let them give you permission.
That's great.
Does that make sense?
It does, because I'm going to put the two of that together. So one, have the attitude of offering solutions, being a problem solver. Have that kind of attitude instead of being a complainer. But even as you go in with that attitude, be mindful that you might need a little wisdom to offer what that solution is.
Because you might become a know-it-all. Like I think that's why
You're
I got
balancing
that.
out what I was putting out there. Okay,
I think that's why my husband's over there nodding. You might come off as a know-it-all. I mean, just because I study and I've never been rejected for a job interview, and I've had probably over 15 different jobs, and I've been recruited out of most of the jobs that I've had to. I haven't even really had to apply. In most cases, that doesn't mean I know it all, and I have to not be a know-it-all.
I like that.
And humble myself, because the big head, what happens when you get a big head and you get that pride?
No, I like that, because that brings a little balance. Because, you know, when I encourage people to be a problem solver, I think what I'm talking about is the attitude of opposite of complaining. Right. You know, there's some people that they go into the work environment and that's all they do, complain. Right. And, you know, you hear different supervisors say, if you're going to bring me a complaint, bring me a solution.
Bring the solution.
If you're going to bring me a complaint, bring me a solution. And that's why I say you're always employable if you have solutions. But you're reminding us to also be mindful in terms of how you approach those solutions. Be aware. So to make sure you still going with some humility, and all of that. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so my producers are telling me we got like 2 minutes. So give us your speech for today about hiring yourself. What would that be?
Hiring yourself. You know, look at your attributes, look at your skills, and try to find a position either by employing yourself as an entrepreneur or within a job where you can use those skills. Me, I have a 40-hour work week, but then I also am working towards being an entrepreneur. And it doesn't look like, you know, maybe to everyone else, like she really knows what she's doing, but it matters what you want and what feels good to you. So know your feelings, know your thoughts, and go in that direction.
Love it, love it. Okay, listen, folks. My time on this segment has come to an end. We're really just trying to help you have a greater day. We're trying to help you to have the type of life that you deserve and that you desire. And a part of that is how you think through, talk through, act out your professional development. Georgia is an awesome coach. You can find her at jorgiefranks.com. Listen, I've enjoyed my time with you. I want to say thanks to my technician, Erica Hudnell. I want to say thank you to the camera people, Linda and Brianna. And I want to say thank you to my producer, Becky from B Stella Productions. This is Dr. D, encouraging you to have a greater day. Mwah. Bye, beautiful people.
Bye.
Yay. Another one?
Yeah.